Mr. Michael, are you on any drugs today or alcohol? Sure you understand what's going on, where you are?
Yes, Judge. I'm sitting on the edge of bed and I can sit up a little bit.
You're still what?
I'm sitting on the edge of bed. On the edge of a bed, I can sit up a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm just concerned about your slurred speech and your jerky movements there, that maybe you're under the influence of something.
Hard, I mean, but they actually, I did fall asleep, but I woke up before they came in here and told me I had to hurt.
I don't know that he's going to remember this hearing.
All right, buckle up, because this hearing does not start like a normal day in court. We open with a judge staring into the camera, trying to figure out whether Mr. Michael is awake, confused.
You're mumbled.
Is it working yet?
No. Your audio is not your video.
Okay. Yeah, I've been on since 3:30. Yeah, I didn't know my video wasn't working.
Yeah, it doesn't count if you're not there when I call your name. You owe those officers that came by your house a debt of gratitude, or you'd be sitting in jail.
Yes, ma'am.
You thank them for coming by and making that public service to you.
Yes, ma'am. You're working now, ma'am?
I'm serious, Mr. Michael. You owe those gentlemen some gratitude.
For sure.
If they hadn't been willing to go by your house and wake you up, I would have just issued bench warrants.
Thank you.
All right, let's get
My
on.
video is working, isn't it?
Let's get on with the order of business here. You were supposed to be here at 1:30 and it is now 3:05, and you wouldn't even be here now if the officers hadn't gone to your house or wherever you are and woke you up. Apparently you're not at home.
No, ma'am. Not until this court date, I hope.
Apparently they knew where to find you. So again, you're lucky in that respect. All right, we're going on the record now, sir. Are you awake?
Yes, ma'am.
You sure you understand what's going on, where you are?
Yes, Judge.
All right. We are on the record in 2023 CR 80 and 2023 CR 96, both captioned State of Kansas versus Jacob William Michael. The state appears by and through County Attorney Jill Gillette. Mr. Michael appears in person and pro se via Zoom. It is now 3:07 p.m. and he was to be here at 1:30. He called in and then apparently fell asleep and didn't answer. So the officers had to go by his home to try to find him, to wake him up. Couldn't find him, so they went to another location he might be at, and they found him and woke him up. This was a public service the officers did. They didn't have to, but they have saved bench warrants for Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, you need to pick a location, stay seated, and keep your camera on you, please. This is your first appearance in 2023 CR 80. In this case, the state is charging you in count 1 with domestic battery that on or about the 22nd day of April 2023 in Greenwood County, state of Kansas, you did unlawfully and intentionally cause physical contact with a family or household member in a rude, insulting, or angry manner, the family member being this. Okay, keep your camera where I can see you, please. Thank you. Thank you. As charged, this is a Class B person misdemeanor. There is a mandatory must serve 48 hours in jail up to 6 months. There is a mandatory minimum fine of $200 up to $1,000. Now the court can waive the jail time if instead you do a certified domestic violence offender evaluation by a certified evaluator and comply with all the recommendations of that evaluation. In count 2, sir, you're accused of disorderly conduct. The state is alleging that at that same date, you did use fighting words or engage in noisy conduct tending reasonably to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others, to wit, Aubrey Maxwell. This charge is a Class C misdemeanor. If convicted, you could serve another 30 days in jail, and you could pay another fine of $500. In count 3, you're charged with criminal damage to property. The state is alleging on that same date, you did, by means other than fire explosive, either damage or destroy or deface or substantially impair the use of property, to wit, a cell phone, in which another, to wit, Aubrey Maxwell, had an interest without her consent, and that the damage you did was under $1,000. As charged, this is a Class B non-person misdemeanor. You could serve another 6 months in jail and pay another $1,000 fine. Mr. Michael, do you have any questions about these charges or their possible penalties that I could help you with today?
No, ma'am. Other than the two last ones you said are new. I didn't get those ones until today. But whatever. I mean, it don't mean anything. Just the others are new. I didn't understand what happened to. Well, no, ma'am.
Mr. Michael, are you on any drugs today or alcohol?
No, ma'am. I'm sitting on the edge of bed and I can sit up a little bit.
You're still what?
I'm sitting on the edge of bed. On the edge of a bed, I can sit up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'm just concerned about your slurred speech and your jerky movements there. That maybe you're under the influence of something.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you understand what you're doing today and what's being
Yes,
said.
ma'am. Yeah, I do a lot there.
Okay. Are the officers still with you?
I know they came hard. I mean, but they actually, I did fall asleep, but I woke up before they came.
Or orbiting a different planet entirely. She's asking him, gently at first, if he's on anything today because his speech is sliding around, his body won't stop twitching. And he keeps repeating that he's sitting on the edge of the bed.
All right. We're going to go on. In 2023 CR 96, did you say the officers were still there?
No, ma'am, they're not.
Okay. In 2023 CR 80, you're charged in that case. That's one we just did. Excuse me just a moment. I'm going to take just a brief reset.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, where did he go? Ms. Gillette, do you want to unmute?
I don't know, Judge, but the officers are there outside his house, Bill.
Well, if he were in the courthouse in this condition, I would order him to be taken into custody and tested, because I don't know that he's going to remember this hearing. So he's failing to appear. Can we just have him brought into custody and tested? And then if he's still, basically I'm issuing a bench warrant for his arrest. And if they'll bring him in and get him tested, and if he's sober, they can bring him back in front of me at the courthouse. If he's high, we're gonna have to wait until he comes out of it so that he'll know, because he's got to have a meaningful reading of rights and charges. And I just am afraid he's, like I said, not going to even remember this hearing.
So you want to bench warrant with the UA ordered?
We may even need something stronger than that. We can start with you.
I'll call the officers and I'll get that done, Judge.
Okay. Thank you.
Judge, he's on the phone and he's going to try to log back in.
Okay, well, I still want him to pick him up. So just you say they're outside his house, just have him wait a minute, Missy, and don't tell him they're going to come in and get him, because I don't want him to bolt on him. He's just not in any condition right now for first appearances. And he was ordered to be here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm issuing a bench warrant for them to pick him up.
Okay. So do you want him to try to get back on or not?
No, he needs to be tested. I need to make sure he's sober enough to know what he's doing when we have these hearings. So, Ms. Gillette, at this time, I think we can recess these hearings until further notice.
Need me to come up to the courtroom, Judge. Just have Missy get a hold of my offices. I'll stay here.
Like it's some kind of legal defense. And here's the wild part. This man wasn't just late. He wasn't just kinda late. He was over 2 hours late. Then the only reason he's even in this hearing is because officers had to physically go find him, wake him up, and basically drag him into consciousness so he could appear on Zoom. You know you've reached a new chapter in life when law enforcement becomes your personal alarm. Clock Dot, meanwhile. He's rocking back and forth like he's trying to keep himself from sliding off the planet. And the judge is watching him like, "Sir, I'm not convinced you're going to remember any of this, and honestly, I don't think he will either." His movements are jerky, his words are slurred, and he keeps blinking like the room is on a 5-second delay. It's the kind of behavior you'd expect from someone who tried mixing energy drinks with whatever was in the back of their medicine cabinet, as the judge reads off his charged domestic battery. Disorderly conduct, criminal damage, he's barely tracking any of it. Every time she asks if he understands, he says yes. But with the conviction of someone who absolutely, 100% does not understand anything that's happening. And while all this is unfolding, the judge is doing her best to hold this hearing together. But Mr. Michael can't stay still, can't keep his camera steady, and can't seem to hold on to a thought longer than half a second. You can actually see the exact moment where the judge's patience hits the limit because she stops the hearing and asks, point blank, if the officers are still with him. When she learns they aren't. That's where. So here's where everything truly falls apart. The judge calls a brief recess, comes back, and Mr. Michael is gone. Just vanished from the screen like his Wi-Fi tapped out on the entire situation. The prosecutor's sitting there, confused, until she admits the officers are still outside his house. And you can see the switch flip inside the judge. If this man were in the courthouse in this condition, she says she'd take him straight into custody and have him tested. But since he managed to disappear online, she decides to handle it another way by issuing a bench warrant and having officers physically bring him in. Not as punishment, but because she genuinely doesn't believe he's sober enough to understand his rights or remember a single word being said. And honestly, watching him earlier, she's probably right. While the prosecutor tries to relay that he's called the court saying he's attempting to log back in, the judge is already over it. She doesn't want him logging back in. She wants him brought in, tested, and only returned to court when he's in a condition where this hearing actually means something. And that's exactly what happens. Officers go pick him up. He gets a little forced time out to sober up, and the hearing gets postponed until further notice. Now, here's the real question. Was the judge too harsh? or just doing what needed to be done? Because from the way he was moving, talking, and disappearing mid-hearing, there was no way this could continue. And honestly, this didn't look like a first-time situation. This looked like someone who's been on this chaotic carousel before. But what do you think? Did the judge handle this perfectly, or would you have gone a different direction? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want more courtroom chaos, more bizarre hearings, and more moments like this where everything just collapses in real time, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and take care.